Hey guys! Welcome to today's planty care vlog. I've got a few different little things up my very puffy sleeves to get done today. The most exciting of which to me is, see it? My eyes are not what they used to be. I did actually get a new plant. It is not often these days that I bring a new plant into my house. It is a little bit of a rehab, but it has a really meaningful backstory and it's also pretty old. So I'll get more into that a little bit later, but big plants, as much as I love them, they kind of overwhelm me sometimes when it comes to repotting. So I just gotta like warm up into that. Also want to hang a plant in the ceiling. Ryan isn't home, so I think I can get away with it right now. I'm very excited and thankful to introduce you to the sponsor of today's plant care vlog, HelloFresh. HelloFresh delivers farm fresh, pre-portioned ingredients, all the proteins, veggies, sauces, spices, straight to your door, along with step-by-step instructions to make amazing homemade meals. They offer over 50 recipes a week, which are ever-changing. You can take your pick from over 100 add-on options like desserts, breakfast, appetizers, and snacks. In our busy everyday lives, HelloFresh makes it really easy to choose meals that match you and your family's lifestyle with preferences like fit and wholesome, quick and easy, or vegetarian. I'm pretty confident that you'll always find something to love from HelloFresh. We have been using HelloFresh for the last few years. I do enjoy going through all the meal options each week and choosing what I want to eat that week, and I get really excited to make them. They just all look so good. But if there's a ramen option available, I am always choosing the ramen. The HelloFresh ramen recipes are so good. Using the HelloFresh recipes has really upped both mine and Ryan's cooking game, and we do use a lot of what we've learned from the HelloFresh recipes in our daily cooking and meal preps and lunches, all of those things. So not only have we gotten wholesome, filling, delicious meals from HelloFresh, but we've also gotten like a little bit of like somewhat of cooking lessons. Young 20-year-old me could have never imagined the types of things I'm making on weeknight dinners now. So with ease, we really look forward to our HelloFresh meals, and I think you will too. So if you'd like to try HelloFresh for yourself, you can get 10 free meals at HelloFresh.com by using code HarliG10. That's 10 free HelloFresh meals by going to HelloFresh.com and using code HarliG10. Applied across 7 boxes, new subscribers only, and varies by plan. Visit my link in the description box or pinned comments down below to take advantage of that offer. Highly, highly, highly recommend. Huge thank you to HelloFresh for sponsoring today's video and also providing my family wholesome, nutritious, amazing meals all of these years. We've enjoyed a lot of food with HelloFresh. Let's get into the plant chores, and I think I'm gonna start, well, let's go to my bedroom. Welcome to my bedroom. It's been a while since we've met here. I don't really have any plants in my bedroom anymore. A while ago, I mentioned how I was feeling a little overwhelmed with the amount of plants I had in here. And I am taking back what I said about how I don't want plants in my bedroom. I like my bedroom right now. It doesn't feel overwhelming in any way, but it is just lacking a little something. And I think that something is plants. I am a Taurus. I need plants. I just forgot who I was for a minute when in my overwhelmed, stressed out state. But we're back, and moral of that story is I'm back. And I want more plants in here again. I do want to hang something right here. Let me grab a drill and a stool. Ryan does not have any idea that I'm doing this today. Please send good vibes. All right. So I'm just gonna drill a hole. Oh, that was so easy. And then I'm gonna make it thicker. Because, well, it needs to be thick enough that this piece will fit inside. Ooh, still have a little ways to go. Perfect, and now I'm just gonna pull it tight and twist so that the screw thingy becomes flush with the ceiling. This was so easy. This was too easy. Am I about to feel very drill happy? Yes. Am I suddenly gonna drill like a million holes in the ceiling? I think so. This definitely gives me way too many ideas. Maybe I'm gonna hang some shelves. I could totally do it. No, I'm getting ahead of myself. I should just cool my tits. I have this cute little plant hanger. I love these metal plant hangers. I think they look so nice. And this is what I'm gonna hang right here. Oh yeah, perfect, cute, okay. So I have this neon pothos that I propagated from my bathroom plant. It's pretty much in the same spot in the room next door, in the bathroom next door. I propagated a whole bunch of plants from it a while ago, and this is that plant. It's just been living downstairs in my basement, but this is a plant that I love keeping in hanging spots in a little bit of darker corners. I don't know what it is about this pothos variety. Golden pothos would probably do well here also, but especially in dark corners like this, where this plant is so vibrant, extra neon as the name implies. It really helps brighten up dark corners. So that is why I'm keeping this one here. I'm using a crystal candy dish as the saucer. Yeah, I'm really excited to see this grow in. These can grow in so long and lush and beautiful, and I really think it's going to fill in right here amazingly. So at some point I am considering adding another one like here that would hang maybe right here a little bit lower, and another one here that would also hang a little bit lower just to help fill in this corner a little bit. I don't know. Let me know what you think about that. Let me know what your opinion is about this hanging corner, but this does just add a little bit of life to my room. And I'm glad. Yeah, I just keep yapping. Let's move on to the next thing. This is a very, very dark corner, so it doesn't show up very well, but doesn't that just liven it up a little bit? Oh yeah, for sure. Okay, back in my living room, I haven't mentioned, but I have been setting up a planted fish tank. I'm 2 weeks into the cycling process, and I am just going to test the water really quick. And I was like, I need to do that anyway. Why not do it on my video and talk about my tank a little bit while we do it? I have this water test kit. It does the pH, ammonia, nitrite, and nitrates. And I just want to freaking mess around with this thing all the time. I want to test the water every hour to see how it changes from minute to minute. I seriously have to fight myself not to do this test multiple times a day, every single day. The worst part of the whole thing is trying to fill up these little things to the line. Oh, look at that, right on the dot. I'm gonna start on ammonia, 8 drops, nitrites. Oh my gosh, I did that right on the line. I'm so good at this. Oh no, that was fine. Because I'm gonna shake it up anyway. And last up is nitrate. I did it right on the dot again. This, seriously, filling up these freaking tubes is the hardest part, but you guys, I'm getting really good at this. 10 drops of test solution. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Go back in. 1, 2, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Here's the thing about my fish tank. I don't have fish in it yet. Obviously, I'm still in the cycling process, which is kind of a long process. I think it's gonna take like a month or a little over a month, maybe like 6 weeks. When I first started my channel, I was like, once I get 20,000 subscribers, I'm gonna invest in everything for a fish tank. And then shortly after I hit 20,000 subscribers, I got pregnant with my first child. And I was like, okay, this is not the time. And then I ended up getting pregnant again. Anyway, this is a 10-gallon tank. Ooh, I don't know. This one is ammonia. This one is nitrites. I think it's at like 1 actually. Or no, that was actually right. It's at 2. And then this one is 20, I think. Nitrates are at 20. So I don't know. The little plants are definitely starting to grow in. I think this plant is so cute. And just yesterday, I added a whole bunch of these floaters. So I don't know, hopefully the plants help. help things settle, but you know, it's gonna be a while. Now for my new plant. I'm so excited to show you. I don't even know if this thing actually has a drainage hole, does it? Boot tray just in case. This is my new plant. It is a coffee tree. Something that's super extra cool about it is it does actually have the little coffee fruits. Inside of each of these fruits, 2 coffee beans. So like, yeah, there's only 4 fruits there. I don't think that, oh, there's a couple, there's one up there. It doesn't have very many fruits yet, but I do think this is a plant that one day I might be able to make my own like single shot espresso out of, which would be really, really cool. Is leaning very drastically. This plant is a little bit over 14 years old. My dad's coworker's husband sadly passed away, and this coffee plant was given to her in one of the funeral arrangements. My dad started working there 11 years ago, and since then he has been watering it weekly. There are also some golden pothos cuttings. There was also a lot of peperomia living in here, like a really large peperomia, but my mom wanted the peperomia and I really didn't. So she took the peperomia, I kept the coffee plant, and it really desperately needs to be repotted. I'm gonna try and be really, really careful. Oh gosh. Yeah, there is no drainage hole. It looks like before this was living in a peat-based mix. I'm gonna remove all of the golden pothos because I really don't care to keep this as a companion plant. I really don't. I don't want to be too hard on the roots where this plant is already going through something. I'm not trying to like extra stress it out, you know? So I'm just gonna kind of like pinch or like claw the root ball a little bit. I am also going to be potting this back into the 16-inch planter where this plant had a peperomia and golden pothos living with it. I just don't think its roots could really spread through the entire pot like it needed to. Even though like it kind of needs to be up potted, this is going to be a little bit of an up pot because it'll no longer be competing with those other plants' roots. It'll have a lot more space in here without those other plants. So that's my logic. Like I said, it would be so cool if I could get more coffee fruits. Oh no, I broke off kind of a big chunk of the root. It's fine. So I'm gonna set this aside here, set it on its side here. Oh, I don't wanna break any of those. It's fine. And then I'm gonna mix up this new potting mix to the old potting mix. Just mixing them up together. Okay, potting mix looks great. I did spill a little bit here. This root ball is like this big, so I'm gonna fill up the pot to about here. I'm really excited to have this plant. It's kind of, honestly, it's kind of kismet because, you know, the coffee plants you can find at the nursery or the big box stores are usually like really, really tiny, and it's gonna be years and years before they produce any fruit. So it just kind of, even though I was like considering it for such a long time, I just kind of never pulled the trigger because I knew it was gonna be a serious time investment to be able to get any beans from the plant. I didn't really want to commit to that. So the fact that this was like offered to me is really exciting. It really is. And I'm really looking forward to caring for it. I think it's a beautiful plant, just needs a little zhuzhing. I'm gonna add my plant back in. Oh yeah, perfect. Because things, it is like a little bit above the top, but things will settle. Don't fall over. How about that? Okay, stay. I do have this pole. I'm gonna add it now, and I don't know. It just really needs some extra support. Stay. Got twine here. I'm gonna tie this main branch onto the stake. There we go. It's gonna hold a lot better. Time to backfill. It's always not as bad as I think it's going to be when I repot a large plant, but there's just something mentally about a 16-inch planter that I'm like, oh no, this is gonna be such a pain in the butt to repot. For some reason, I thought it was going to take like an hour to do this, but kind of trying to press down around the plant to really fill in any air pockets down there. Any big air pockets. I definitely still want there to be air pockets, but I don't want anything like super gaping, because if there's any really big air pockets, sometimes when you water, those will kind of fill in and then your plant will end up like leaning or tilting. There we go. Repot is done. Its back is facing towards you. This thing needs to stay. Just kidding, I need to add a little more. I didn't press it down enough. Okay, I think I need to do some trimming. Yeah, I do. I don't know what these weird brown tips are. I wonder if it's from being a little root bound or what, but I don't know. But there are a few little branches I'm gonna cut off that are like completely dead. And then I kind of do want to remove some of these more sad looking leaves. I wondered if there would be like spider mites or something that can sometimes cause brown tips like that. I don't want to remove too many, but definitely the really ugly ones. All of this top growth looks pretty good. Actually, I think that's all I'm going to cut off. I don't want to get too crazy with it, even though I would love to cut off a few more of ugly. Should I just do it? No, I need to refrain. I need to have some self-control. And now I'm gonna move this. This actually is going to be living down in my basement for a while. I think long-term I will be letting it live up here, but I want it to be downstairs in a very, very well-lit area for this first little while where it is trying to acclimate to my home environment. It's lived in that last place for, again, 14 years. I just think it's going to go through a little bit of a hard time. I don't have any south windows upstairs, just the ones down in the basement. I think south light is what it's going to want. And it is kind of nice that this doesn't have a drainage, but I don't even need a saucer because there's no drainage hole. So good news. Welcome to my plant room. I'm gonna switch off these lights for a minute because they're just a little bit too much for my camera to handle. They're a little too bright. I think the coffee plant is going to be a lot happier down here than it was upstairs. Do I want it to be right there? Yeah, I think this is a good spot. It is a little bit sparse looking now, but you know, long term, I think it'll be good. Like I said, I have grow lights up here and it'll get south light from this window. Gosh, it looks so scraggly right now, but I'm hoping when I do an update, it'll be a lot happier. Hopefully. Fingers crossed, y'all. I do need to water this. Actually, this is gonna go down here. I think last up for today, Propagate this philodendron Florida Ghost. I do really, really like this plant, but as you can see, it's just growing a little bit weirdly. I just don't have a good spot for it. I am going to propagate it, cut it back, completely back, and kind of start fresh with it. Cool. So I cut it completely back. This plant was just growing a little bit weirdly. I'm always going on about how I like the wonky, weird looking plants, but sometimes they just don't fit places. So that's usually my sign to cut plants back and start fresh with them. This is a plant that I'm going to keep in my collection. This top cut I will be keeping for myself, but the rest of these cuttings will go down into my grow tent. I do really love propagation, especially sphagnum moss propagation. Oh no, these are going to be very top heavy. It's going to be a little bit difficult. I guess I'm going to put them back in this bin for now. Kind of went through a little bit of a propagation hiatus, and I think a big reason for that is I was downsizing my collection. And of course, if I'm downsizing my collection, why would I want to be like propagating more plants? I am propagating a lot right now, and it has been a lot of fun because I love propagation. So when I have my shop going, it's just like the perfect excuse. That leaf is facing the opposite direction I need it to, but oh well. That has me wondering, where I'm kind of on a propagation kick right now, like where are you at with propagating? Is it something you're still kind of actively interested in and doing in your own collection? Or like the past 2 years me, are you on a little bit of a propagation hiatus, I guess? I'm always really interested to see where we are all at in our plant journeys in comparison to one another. I'm sure we're not all in the same place, but I don't know. I'm just very interested to hear where we all are at in this journey together. I wonder, I should have counted how many cuttings I took. That plant didn't look very big, but it kind of seems like I got more cuttings from it than I was expecting to, which is nice, don't get me wrong, very nice. I love when that happens because half the time I take cuttings thinking, wow, this is like 100 cuttings, and then it's really like 10. Some life updates while we're here propagating. Ryan turned 31 yesterday, and the day before Rai turned 3, my little guy turned 3. How is he already 3? It feels like he was born yesterday, so it's just weird. Oh, it's so weird. I don't like it. Kai Guy is in school. Like, are you kidding me? 3 days a week. It's not like full kindergarten school yet, but I am a drop off and pick up mommy now, and I actually really like it. It gets me dressed. It gets me like out of bed and dressed for the day, and once I'm like out that early to drop Kai off at school, I feel way more productive in a day. So I think it has been really good for me and my mental health, honestly. I really enjoy the school days. Kai is really enjoying it as well. He has some little friends. I miss when they were little teeny babies. They still need me, of course, like a lot. They really need me, but it's just not the same anymore, you know? Like they don't want to be with me, cuddling me all day long anymore, which is a little bit sad. It's making me lonely. Nobody wants to cuddle me anymore. Another little update. I have gotten very, very into running lately. Since having kids, I haven't really had any real like workout regimen or routine that I followed, but now that I'm into running and I'm doing like these races and stuff, it's definitely getting me into a good routine. And I would say since probably, I think it was like last April, so April, May, June, July, August, September, October, it's been 7 months since I started running, and you guys, feel so much better in so many freaking ways. I am so glad that I decided to pick it up, and something that has made it really enjoyable for me in my adult years, because like, yeah, don't get me wrong, when I was younger I would run, but it was mostly because I wanted to be able to outrun the people I was playing like in soccer games and stuff, because soccer was my sport. Something I've been missing in my adult years since I left college is competition. Running has brought back that competition for me. So what has really helped me like find joy in running again and like training again is signing up for races. I ran my first half marathon in May, and then 3 weeks ago I ran my second half marathon, and in 2 weeks from, actually 1 week from the day this video goes up, then I will be running my third half marathon. It has been really good because like I'm not like winning any races or anything, and it's not even really that I'm like competing against other people that are running the race with me. Well, a little bit, because like obviously I want to beat people, and if I see somebody in front of me I'm going to push myself to like try and get ahead of them, but I'm more like racing against myself and seeing how like from my first to my second half marathon how I could improve my time, and then now from my second to my third. I don't know, it's been really, really good for me and my mental health. I will be so honest, it's like really weird. A lot of you can probably see it, tell that I'm feeling a lot better these days. For a while there, you know, I was very open about my personal life struggles and mental health struggles. Truly, a lot of that, a big chunk of that feels like in my past. It's less monotonous. I mean, it's still pretty monotonous. Not as bad as it was for a while there though, when the kids were like super little and it was hard to go do anything. Loving that. So last week I posted my backyard chicken care routine, and this morning Ryan and I woke up to my chickens like freaking out. I look outside and I see like a big giant bird like bounce off the top of their run. So like the wire of their run, and like it was a freaking hawk, you guys. So I go out there and this hawk is just like sitting there. I'm sure it's like stunned from knocking its head that hard on the chicken wire. Has me a little bit nervous that my chickens are gonna become dinner for a hawk. Anyway, next spring, I am going to get a few more chickens. I think I'm gonna get like 2 or 3, maybe 4 more chickens. If you have any interest in getting day-old chicks and you have like questions about it, or if you've considered it, but like I would love to hear what your questions are, what your worries are about the day-old chickens. I just would love to have kind of like a basis to go off of when I'm making that video, you know what I'm saying? Frequently asked questions type things that I could include that would make the video maybe more helpful. Yeah, if that's of interest to you, then please leave a comment with whatever questions or anything really, honestly, anything, whatever fleeting thought. The other thing we are going to be prepping to do for next spring is get quail. And I am so excited. I've never kept quail. When I was a kid, we never had quail, but in their adult years or in their older age, they've gotten quail, and quail eggs are a superfood. So yeah, like I definitely want to be growing some of that in my backyard. Quail eggs are really good for dogs. So I want to raise quail for Bismarck too. But yeah, that's the other thing that I'm really excited for, that I'm really focusing on right now in the fall so that I can be ready come springtime. Like I said, I've never kept quail before, so I don't know a ton, but I am going to be going through that process. Whenever I post my chickens on my Instagram, I get a surprising amount of comments from people saying that they're afraid of chickens, which is a fear, a phobia that I didn't know was like pretty common. I like definitely get it. They are like little dinosaurs, dinosaur birds. But it's just kind of funny because I never thought of that as like a phobia. Anyway, yeah, that was all kind of off topic, but I ended up with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 little philodendron Florida ghost cuts. I'm gonna take all of these downstairs and move them into my grow tent. So let's go do that. I'm gonna try and squeeze them just kind of wherever I can get them to fit on some of these emptier trays in here. They are top heavy, so that's a little bit of a struggle. There's a grow light up here, and then with this tray, how I water them, each of these cups, I forgot to mention, have 2 little drainage holes in them, but I'll just fill this bottom saucer up with water. Once some of the moss is looking dried out, the substrate will soak up whatever water it needs to help keep the plants adequately watered. So really easy grow tent system to keep things taken care of and happy and watered. I just have to add a few cups of water into this every once in a while, and that's like pretty easy to maintain for me. So that's all of the cuttings. Woohoo! Since we're here, here's a quick scan of the grow tent. So many things in here propagating right now. It's like pretty jam-packed full. If you've been wanting a new plant in your collection, then definitely check out my plant shop. The foliage fix, it will be linked in the description box, but yeah, I've got a lot of plants available there. If there's anything you're on the hunt for, you can always DM me on Instagram or leave a comment here so that I can have some plant propagation recommendations. If you see something, a plant in my video you'd like me to propagate for the shop, then please let me know. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. I hope you had a good time. I sure did. And it always feels really good to get these planty tasks done. I will see you next time. Bye.